Deep in the heart of Maine, a lone cabin stood defiant against the biting winter. Snow piled high, a pristine blanket covering the landscape. The air was crisp, sharp with cold. Inside, a fire crackled, casting flickering shadows on the rough-hewn logs. This was Martin Chess's refuge, a place to escape the noise of the world, a place to confront his demons. Martin, a writer grappling with the suffocating grip of writer's block, sought solace in the isolation. He hoped to rediscover his voice amidst the unforgiving wilderness. He'd come seeking inspiration, a spark to ignite his stagnant creativity. The solitude was both daunting and liberating. Each day stretched before him, a blank page mirroring the emptiness he felt within. The cabin, his temporary home, was a testament to resilience. Weather-beaten and rugged, it stood firm against the relentless onslaught of winter. It was a mirror to the battle Martin fought within his own mind. Martin's fingers hovered over the keyboard, paralyzed. The weight of expectation pressed down on him. His previous novels had been critically acclaimed, but success brought its own demons. The blank page mocked him. It reflected the hollowness he felt, the fear of failure gnawing at his confidence. He craved the familiar comfort of words flowing effortlessly, weaving tales that transported readers to other worlds. His publisher was anxious, deadlines loomed, but Martin couldn't force the magic. The pressure mounted, threatening to crush him. This wasn't just about a book deal, it was about redemption. He had poured his soul into his writing, exposing his vulnerabilities for the world to see. Now, facing the very real possibility of creative burnout, he felt adrift in a sea of self-doubt. The protagonist of Martin's stalled novel, Juan Diego Lopez, was a man out of time. A cartographer in 16th century Spain, Juan Diego found himself caught in the crosshairs of history. He was entrusted with a secret map, a map that held the key to unimaginable wealth and power. Pursued by ruthless adversaries, Juan Diego embarked on a perilous journey across continents. Martin had poured himself into Juan Diego's story, seeking escape from his own struggles. He'd meticulously researched the era, the sights and smells of Seville's bustling port, the vast emptiness of the open ocean. But somewhere along the way, Martin had lost the thread. Juan Diego's journey, once so clear and compelling, had become tangled in the writer's own creative paralysis. Section 4. Finding Rhythm in Solitude. Days took on a rhythm dictated by the rising and setting sun. Martin would wake before dawn, the cabin freezing, his breath misting in the air. He'd stoke the fire, the flames chasing away the cold and shadows. Coffee fueled his mornings, each sip a bitter reminder of the creative stimulant he craved most, inspiration. The silence of the woods pressed in on him, demanding his attention. He began to find solace in simple routines. Chopping wood for the fire became a meditation, the rhythmic thud of the axe clearing the clutter in his mind. He ventured out into the snow, the biting wind stinging his face, forcing him to confront the raw power of nature. As days turned into weeks, a grudging respect for his surroundings began to take root. The isolation that had initially felt like a prison slowly transformed into a strange sort of sanctuary. Section 5. Whispers in the Woods. At first it was just a fleeting glimpse, a shadow moving at the edge of the trees. Martin dismissed it, attributing it to the tricks his mind played in the solitude. But then came the tracks in the snow, large, unmistakable paw prints leading to and from his cabin. A shiver of unease ran down his spine. He wasn't alone. He told himself it was just a black bear, probably drawn by the scent of food. Still, he couldn't shake off a growing sense of vulnerability. He was an intruder in its domain. The nights grew longer. the silence punctuated by the crackling of the fire and the occasional snap of a branch outside. His imagination ran wild, conjuring images of the creature lurking in the darkness. The fear, once a distant murmur, grew louder. Section 6. Face to face with fear. It happened on a night of howling winds and driving snow. Martin was huddled by the fire, engrossed in Juan Diego's perilous escape across the Pyrenees. A crash from the kitchen jolted him back to reality. His heart pounded in his chest. He grabbed the heavy iron poker from beside the fireplace, his only weapon. He moved cautiously towards the sound, his senses on high alert. The door to the kitchen swung open, revealing a scene that sent a surge of terror through him. A massive bear stood amidst the wreckage of his supplies, its dark eyes fixed on him with chilling intensity. Time seemed to slow down. Martin's breath caught in his throat, his mind struggling to comprehend the raw power and primal fury radiating from the creature before him. He knew in that instant that this was no longer a story but a fight for survival.